Hello everybody, my name is Colin Dijs and in this video I'm going to show you my story. So it is story time. I'm going to tell you exactly how I went from miserable call center employee to six-figure affiliate in under 6 months. This journey obviously was not easy. There were many struggles on the way and I'm going to tell you everything about it in this video. But I'm also going to highlight the main important takeaways. So first of all, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am currently 25 years old. I was born and raised in the Amsterdam area and I have a bachelor's degree in business administration. Everybody who knows me knows that I am a very lazy person. So let me tell you where it all began. It all began when I moved from Amsterdam to Winnipeg, Canada as an exchange student for 6 months. I studied at the University of Manitoba and I had an amazing time. I met someone there and after the 6 months I went home. Fast forward 2 months, I was back in Canada, living with her, having this amazing time. However, all good things come to an end. 6 months down the road, I had to go back home to finish my studies. The long-distance relationship was very hard to maintain. And after a while, unfortunately, we decided to break up. All these months I had planned to live my life in Canada and I was not prepared for anything back home. So when I came home, I didn't have a job as I stayed in Canada for the last 6 months and I was finishing my studies. I didn't have a house and I had to move in back with my parents. And I didn't have any money because I spent all my money partying in Canada. So one thing I learned real fast was that the teenage party years were over. It was time to be mature, be an adult, and get to work. So lazy as I am, I tried to find the easiest job to apply to and get accepted straight away. I ended up working in a call center. It was a very bad time for me, a very negative period. I had all these things going on. I felt really depressed. I thought I met the love of my life. It didn't out to be what I thought it would turn out to be like. Then I was working in a call center job with a bachelor degree, which I didn't use. I thought I would live in Canada. I was living in the Netherlands where it rained all the time. And there it just went from worse to worse. I wasn't doing what I wanted to do. And it was a very negative spiral. However, I tried to stay positive and I was looking for income to invest. I was only working in the call center to get money to do my own thing. One thing I learned was that I was making so much money for them and I was only getting 1% of the pie, which I thought was unfair. And everybody told me, if you think it's unfair, you gotta start your own business. So there I was doing things I didn't want to do just to get income to invest. I had this vision about a side hustle just to get it to my ultimate freedom goal. And that is all I thought about every single day I was there. And all jokes aside, the image you're seeing on the screen right now was an image I sent to my parents. So my parents really knew how I was feeling, but they also felt like there was nothing really they could do. They did everything they could and I really appreciated that. So this image tells 1,000 stories really. They always ask me every day, how is work? Are you surviving? Try to stay positive and I would just usually send them back a picture like this, like fuck my life. It was joking, but at the same time they knew I was not joking. I hated every single minute being in that call center. However, I did make great friends there. So what you see here was basically my side hustle plan. I thought it was genius. It didn't work out exactly like this. However, this was the foundation. This was my vision. So I started off on the left-hand side, having a job which 100% of my income came from the job and the side hustle didn't earn anything. It was just an idea. So the implementation gave the transition process from having my income 50% from my job and 50% from the side hustle. So in this time frame, I lowered my hours at my day job so I could increase my time on my side hustle, and now they were earning both an equal amount of money. And this is how I finished. My job didn't earn me anything, and my side hustle earned me how much I used to earn in my job, and then I decided to quit my job. So these are the things I tried before I reached six figures. When I started out, where I founded my company, I started with dropshipping. I bought this really expensive course which taught me how to dropship products through AliExpress to the United States from China. In my first month, I made almost $6,000, and I was so happy. I thought I would be able to quit my job actually the next month. However, the next month there was a surprise. It was not exactly as I imagined. I was not able to quit my job. I actually got a dozen of complaints. That's where I learned I didn't want to deal with customers, so I quit dropshipping. Obviously, at the time, there could be some other solutions, but as you can see from the image, that was me. I was just working and I saw a shiny object and I just went to it immediately and I found affiliate SEO. So I started writing blog articles and ranked them in Google so I could get a commission for the products. However, I forgot that I'm a super lazy person. So in 1 month, I wrote 3 articles of 4,000 words and it took me forever. I hated every minute of it. So obviously I stopped. And then I found, how about I don't want to write stuff. I just go on YouTube and sell these affiliate products. But then all the affiliate products I wanted to promote, I didn't have any experience. And I also didn't really feel comfortable showing my face. So I bought like 10 YouTube channels, started recording stuff, hiring people on Fiverr, just spending money. And in the end, I didn't make a single commission. So a month or 2 later, I quit that as well. And that was the time when Bitcoin was like soaring up. I decided to invest in some ICOs, do the crypto thing. 6 months later, pulled all the money out, took a good profit there. But obviously, it was not a long-term business idea. I was not an investor. I didn't have enough money. And every single week, I thought about a new idea which I could do, would make me a millionaire overnight, but it never happened. But fortunately, I found my success in affiliate cost per action marketing, also known as CPA. And these are the screenshots from the day that I left my job. So far at that time, I had earned almost $160,000 when you convert everything to US dollars, which was obviously a great experience, but I couldn't have done it without my success factors. My number one success factor would be my mentor, somebody who showed me how to do CPA, who had done it before, who had the results himself, and was very eager to teach me because I was obviously a very eager student. The other point is courses. This year alone, I've spent about $20,000 on courses just so I can learn from 6 and 7 figure affiliate CPA earners. This is very, very important because some mentors are just too expensive or they don't have time to give you one-on-one coaching. However, these courses can really help you get through the material, really study, so you can get to profits. The other factor which really kept me going was like-minded people. So I searched for people who were also interested in online marketing, online business, and created a circle where I call them like little masterminds every other day just to keep on track, stay motivated, brainstorm ideas, all those things. The last point is patterns. I actually took this from the book from Tony Robbins called Unshakable, which you see on the right, and I wrote it down on a note. At that time, I didn't know what it meant. It said, the power is in patterns. It took me about a year to figure out that my habits had changed. I've created patterns in my life, which I could see and I could focus on. These patterns really were the road to success. To give you an example, one pattern would be mimic successful people, how they function in the morning. What do they do and what do they not do? For instance, what they don't do is watch television, and what they might do is read a book. So what I changed to achieve my ultimate goal of freedom and my road to success was first of all the patterns. I tried to mimic the patterns of successful people and adjust it to my personal lifestyle goals. So I wasn't going to mimic somebody working 20 hours a day, maybe less, but I was going to mimic somebody like Tim Ferriss in a 4-hour work week, trying to get the maximum potential for the least amount of effort. I'm lazy, I just like to do my own thing, so that's what I created my lifestyle about. I am obsessed with learning. I'm reading books, listening to audiobooks, watching podcasts, watching what successful people do. I might not do everything they do, however, I always write stuff down. You can learn from everybody. You put your ego aside and wonderful things happen. What I've learned was aim from the stars, land on the moon. So things will never go the way you think they will go. Life happens, things change. However, you will reach a destination which is beyond the point where you are now if you take action. When it comes to relations, I've changed a lot of my surroundings. As they say, you are the equal of the 5 persons you surround yourself with. And therefore, I replaced some persons in that circle with 3 new people. And these people I talk to every single day. They are a very good influence and they focus and want me to level up every single day, every single week. I motivate them as they motivate me, and that's how we get to success basically. The last point is my goals. So what I used to do was set conservative goals. At this point, what I've achieved so far was beyond my wildest dreams. But when I read the 10x rule, I learned to set unrealistic goals. Because if my goal is to hit 100,000 a month, and I put 100,000 a month, I might hit like 50,000 and be disappointed. But if I put 1 million a month and I put in all the effort and I might reach 150,000, I surpassed my initial goal of 50,000. This might not make sense to you right now. However, think big. Remember this, you will be adapting towards thinking big, and once you do, you might thank me, or you might not, who knows. But that's what I changed. I started to think big, see everything on a ginormous scale, and just push. So what I've achieved so far, I know my journey has just begun, but I've already achieved multiple 6 figures in income, which is very, very nice. It allowed me to get my own place, and I achieved my ultimate goal, which is freedom. Freedom in time to do whatever I want, when I want. I can eat whenever I want, I can shower whenever I want, I can go to the gym whenever I want, I can walk dogs whenever I want. Everything you can imagine, I can do whatever I want because I am my own boss. I'm not dependent on location. All I need is a laptop and some internet, and then I'm good to go. However, financial freedom is not there yet. Although I've earned multiple 6 figures, this will not last me a lifetime. That's why I'm really focused on growing my business, taking everything to the next level, and building an online empire. So that was basically, in a nutshell, how I went from call center employee to earning over 6 figures with affiliate marketing. Thank you so much for watching and stay tuned because there's more to come.